Good morning, Year 4. It is Tuesday morning. I hope you're all well. I hope you're ready to get started. Everybody jump to their feet and let's get moving. Okay, so what I want you to do first of all is mark on the spot, getting those arms swinging as well. And you can bring your knees up really high. You can start seeing mine there. Okay, quick marching. Okay, maybe go round in a circle. Marching. Okay, and back the other way. Well done. Right, let's do some arm spins as we do. Let's bend our knees. Okay, up, down, down and up, sorry. Okay, now go the other way with our arms. So we're going backwards with our arms. You can do it now, some big arm circles. Bob your knees, just bend your knees, you come down. Well done. And do some arm circles the other way. Are we getting warmed up and ready to move? Okay, just reach across your body. Okay, brilliant. Okay, right, want to start jogging on the spot. Well done. Jogging around the circle. Keep yourself moving. Now go back the other way. Well done. Excellent. Right, let's do some star jumps. Do 8 star jumps. 6, 7, and 8. Keep that smile on your face. Okay, what I want you to do now is I want you to opposite foot to opposite hand. So give me a nice high leg kick. Well done. Excellent. Right, we'll do some lunge jumps. So you put one foot in front of the other. I'll just move it down so you can see a little bit more. Okay, one foot in front of the other and then switch sides. We'll do a few of those. Put lots of energy into a jump back up. Okay. Excellent. Well done, everybody. We're getting out of breath a little bit. Do some little jumps, side to side. Okay. Get those arms swinging as well. Oh, I don't think I need my scarf on anymore. Right. And we can finish just by doing 3 squat jumps. Touch the floor as you go down. Okay. 2 more. 1 and 2. And I don't know about you, but I am warmed up and ready to start. Okay, if you remember yesterday, I left you with this problem. I'm a 3-digit number. My second digit is 4 times bigger than the third digit. My first digit is 3 less than my second digit. Who am I? I wonder if any of us managed to come up with 141. It's a 3-digit number. My second digit is 4 times bigger than the third digit. And my first digit is 3 less than my second digit. Really well done if you worked out that was 141. Okay, so today we are solving reasoning problems involving multiplication. Yesterday you perfected your column multiplication, hopefully, and did a really good job of that. And now today we're just going to be having a little bit more practice at that by having to think and try and explain some of our answers. So I'm going to just give you a few questions like that and then get you to have a try at some of them. So it's the 23rd of the 2nd, 21, and our Waltz solve reasoning problems involving multiplication. Beautifully neat joined up handwriting, underlined. Get yourselves ready to start. And you will need some scrap paper maybe as well to do some jottings down. Pause the video till you're ready and then we will begin. Okay, first thing we're going to do is our 5 a day. If you're in circles and squares, please do the red questions. If you are in pentagons and hexagons, please do the black questions. Most of them are quite similar actually, so just have a go at the ones that you think best suit you. Okay, so pause the video, work out the answers, and then we will go through them. Well done. Okay, did we remember to match the decimals and the fractions correctly? Remembering that 1/2 is the same as 0.5, 1/4 is the same as 0.25, and 3/4 is the same as 0.75. I hope you remembered that because that is one of those facts that we just need to keep in our heads all the time. So circles and squares, I have 12 sweets, number 2, and eat 1/4 of them. How many have I eaten? Okay, so you are doing 1/4 of 12. So 1/4, you can see that, of 12. You could have done 12 divided by 4, which is 3, or you may have preferred to draw your bar model, okay? shared it into 4 parts, shared out the 12, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and found that in each quarter there are 3. So well done if you got that answer. Hexagons and pentagons, your question says I have 24 sweets and eat 3/8 of them. How many are left? So you hopefully worked out 3/8 of 24. Okay, by doing 24 divided by 8 is 3, and then 3 multiplied by the top number, which is 3, which is 9. But that's how many you've eaten. I hope we didn't put the answer as 9. Did we remember that we then needed to do 24 take away 9? Okay, 4 take away 9 we can't do, so we exchange. 14 take away 9 is 5, and 1 take away nothing is 1. So our final answer was 15. Okay, so well done if you got those ones. You give yourself a nice tick with your purple pen. Right, continuing the sequence for circles and squares, 15 hundredths, 16 hundredths. The next 2 numbers were 17 hundredths and 18 hundredths. Pentagons and hexagons, you had decimals 0.67, 0.66. So I hope you spotted we're going down. So then it would be 0.65 and 0.64. Give yourselves a tick if you got that one right. Right, what is 0.63 as a fraction? Remember, 0.63 is a fraction. So there's our decimal. We say that is the same as 63 hundredths, okay? Because if we put that in a place value grid, that would be in the tenths column, that would be in the hundredths column. Okay, well done. If you got that one, give yourself a nice tick. And our last 5-a-day question is, what is 3/10 as a decimal? You got that correct. If you remembered, it was 0.3. So add up how many you got correct, and then I will give you your exercises, okay? It is these ones for today. So let me just stop share so you can see the screen. So if you got 1 correct, it's star jumps. 2, it is squat jumps. 3, frog jumps. 4, plank. 5, you get to choose. Okay, are we ready to start? Off you go. Okay, so keep yourselves moving. I'll just hold that up for a few more seconds in case you haven't seen what you've got to do. Star jumps if you got 1 right. Squat jumps if you got 2 right. Frog jumps 3 right. 4 is plank and 5 is your choice. Keep yourselves moving. Don't stop. Whatever you do, just want to keep yourself really, even if you're slowing up a little bit, you have now got about 10 seconds left. So well done, everybody. Keep yourselves going. And we're down to our last 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And you are ready to sit down again. So we're going to be looking at just a couple of examples of questions that you may have to try and answer today. This one is fairly straightforward, should be good practice from what we were doing yesterday. But you've got 3 answers there, and you basically need to calculate 921 times 7 to see which is your correct answer. So what I suggest you do is pause the video and see if you can work out which one is the correct answer, and then I will go through the answer. So hopefully you set the question out like this. Did you do 7 multiplied by 1 is 7. 7 multiplied by 2 is 14. So you put the 4 in and exchange the 1. 7 times 9 is 63. Add 1 more is 64. So we end up with 6,447. So looking at our choices, you would, if you had this question, have just circled the middle answer, 6,447. Well done if you managed to work that out correctly. Okay, next question. So you've got 2 questions here, and it just says, which calculation has the largest answer? Is it A, 591 multiplied by 6, or is it B, 903 multiplied by 3? So what I want you to do again, pause your video, have a little try, see which of those gives you the largest answer. Right, so I've written both of those questions out. Let's solve them and see which one has the largest answer. 6 multiplied by 1 is 6. 6 multiplied by 9 is 54. So we put the 4 in and exchange the 5. 6 multiplied by 5 is 30. Add 5 more is 35. So we end up with 3,546. Moving on to this one, 3 lots of 3 is 9. 3 times 0 is 0. I hope we remembered that. Anything multiplied by 0 gives us 0. 3 multiplied by 9 is 27. So we put the 7 in and exchange the 2. And then we put the 2 up there because there's nothing else to multiply. So we can see that the calculation that gives us the largest answer is 591 multiplied by 6. So you would then circle that answer. Okay, so well done if you got that one correct. Right, we've got a problem here. We've got to match the numbers which have a product of 2,432. Now, the product is when the answer you get when you multiply two numbers together. So you are going to need to work out that when you multiply one of these numbers by one of these, which numbers are going to give you this answer, okay? Now, we want to do this in a systematic way. When you're given a problem, you want to work in an order so that you try each combination so you don't miss any out, okay? Now you can see that your answer is going to end up being an even answer. Your answer is going to end up being with a 2 in the ones column. So if you start multiplying two numbers together and your answer you get in the ones column is not a 2, you can stop because you know that's not going to give you the correct answer. So the best way to approach this is to take the first number, which is 203. And I'm going to take my 203 and I'm going to multiply it by 4, 6, 8, and 9. Okay, so I'll show you that and we'll see where we can stop. Okay, I'll just show you so you can see it a bit more clearly. Right, so first one, 203 multiplied by 4. 4 times 3 is 12, so I put my 2 in and exchange my 1. Now, I'm going to carry on because as we said, the first digit, the answer we're looking for ends in a 2. So we carry on. 4 times 0 is nothing, and then we get a 1. Right, the number that we are trying to get to is 2,432. I can now see that that one does not work, okay? So let's move on to our next calculation. You don't need to carry on because I can see it didn't work because I need a 3 in my tens column. So 6 times 3 is 18. So straight away I've got an 8 in my ones column. Is that going to work? No, don't need to do any more on that one. 8 times 3 is 24. Put my 4 in my ones column. Is that one going to work? No, that one's not going to work. 9 times 3 is 27. 7 in my ones column. Is that one going to work? No. So you don't need to spend hours and hours doing all of the calculations. If you look at what you're getting as your answer, and when you've worked out your ones, see which one is looking like it's going to give you the right answer. The only one that looked hopeful in that example was our first one. But then as soon as we got into our tens answer, it was not a 3, which it needed to be. So going back to our question, we now know that 203 cannot be used. Now, you may even start to get a little bit cleverer with this. And if you take your ones digit of the 3-digit number and multiply it by the single digit over here, if the answer does not end in a 2, okay, then you know it's not going to be used. So I can see that 4 times 4 is 16. So my ones will end in a 6, which isn't any good to me. 4 times 6 is 24. That's no good to me. 4 times 8 is 32. Ah, that might work. So in this instance, all I'm going to do is do 304 multiplied by 8. So let's see if that one's going to work. 304 multiplied by 8. I haven't needed to bother with the others because they weren't going to work. 8 times 4 is 32, 2 and 3 to bring across. 8 times 0 is nothing, so I put my 3 in. This is looking hopeful because that's the number we want. 8 times 3 is 24, 4 in, and the 2 to carry. We've found a solution that works. So we know that when I multiply 304 by 8, we'll get the answer. Okay. So if I was going to put this answer up, I would draw a line from 304 to 8 because we know that one works. And then you continue to do that with the other numbers. So you end up doing quite a lot of calculations. But as I say, there is no need to do the whole calculation if you find out that the ones digit answer is not a 2. Stop, don't waste your time, move on. But to be really accurate and making sure you've done the problem properly, you would need to work out 203 multiplied by all of the 4 digits, or at least check the first number, 304 and go down, 406 and multiply by each of them, and 608. To do a really thorough investigation and to check you've made sure which numbers work out, you need to look at all the combinations. I'm not going to go through that anymore. I hope that I've explained that when you come to that question in your own, you can have a go carrying on with that now if you want, but there will be a question similar to that in your work in your books today. Okay, so you can see there is the answer to that one. If you did work it out, there were only 2 possible solutions, okay? And they were obviously the only 2 that when you first began to multiply the ones digit by the single digit number, the answer had a 2 in your ones digit, okay? Right, okay, we've got a missing digit calculation here. Now, I'm just going to put this up on the board so that you can see it more clearly. Okay, so we're looking at this. We need to work out what I've multiplied 5 by to give me 5. Now, there are lots of solutions, but let's keep it simple. 5 times 1 will give me the 5 with no exchanging. Right, 5 times 5 we know is 25. So there is my 5. Remember to put the exchanged 2 in. That's very important. Because you now need to say, what do I multiply 5 by to give me an answer that is 2 less than 37? Because you then will add the 2 on when you've got your answer. I know my 5 times table. I know that if I do 5 times 7, that will give me 35. If I then add the 2 on, that will give me the 37. Okay, so that's how to solve a problem like that. Remember, when you've done some exchanging, you will need to add that onto your answer once you've done the multiplying. That's just the key thing to remember there. Right, so back to what we were looking at. Okay, so you'll see that the answer here, I've just shown you that one, is R7 and R1. Okay, last one I want to show you. Oscar's thinking of a number. He says, when I multiply by 8, I get a product of 3,336. And Evie says your number is 416. And we need to prove if Evie is correct. So to prove that Evie is correct or not, we need to take 416 and multiply it by the 8. So let's see if Evie is correct. 416 multiplied by 8. Now, when it says prove it, you always need to show your working, because that's how you can prove whether she's right or if she's wrong. 8 times 6 is 48. 8 in the ones, 4 into the tens. 1 times 8 is 8. Add 4 more is 12. 2 and exchange the 1. 4 times 8 is 32. Add 1 more is 33. The answer was 3,328. So, is that the same? Oscar had said when he multiplies by 8, he gets a product of 3,336. So was Evie correct by saying 416 was the number he used? No, she wasn't. And you have proven that by doing the calculation. Okay, so that's all you would need to do to prove that. That would be satisfactory to show that you understand the question. Okay? Right. Oh, before I show you that, I just want to explain what you're going to do today. So, your work for today. In the folder, you will find a sheet that says for all groups. If you're a circle, I would like you to do the red star questions. You don't need to do all 6 of them because they're very similar. Just work your way down 1A, 2A and 3A, or 1B, 2B and 3B. You don't need to do both sets. If you're a pentagon or a square, I would like you to do the blue star questions. And again, just do 4A, 5A and 6A. And if you're a hexagon, I'd like to try the gold star questions. And again, just do 7A, 8A and 9A. If you get through those quite quickly and you're getting the hang of this, There is a further set of reasoning problems in the folder that says extension again, and I'd like you to cut out some of those problems, or you can read them off the screen and try and answer those. Just remember, if it says explain, you try and explain in a word sentence. If it says prove it, you need to show your workings out, okay? So best of luck with working those out. I know you're good at multiplication in columns now. Let's see if we can use that and show that we have got a bit of a deepening understanding of it by being able to answer some of these questions. So just before I leave you, I'm going to leave you with another maths problem, just something else you can ask your family at tea time about if they understand it or if they can help you with it, because some of these are quite tricky. Using only addition, how can you add 8 eighths to get 1,000? Okay, so 8 eighths to get 1,000. It won't work if you just do 8 add 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 8. So you might need to put some of those 8s together. Okay, have a fantastic Tuesday, everybody, and I look forward to seeing you very soon. All right, see you soon, everyone. Bye-bye.